eliminated from the match. And then after that, I guess he got in, and then he got thrown out by, I think it was Cesaro. I think that's who it was. Oh, speaking of Cesaro, oh my God, it's... all due respect, I do like Cesaro. I love him. He's a tremendous athlete, but my God, for him to be eliminated by Heath Slater. Okay, look, here's the thing. I don't know. I've never really been a huge fan of Heath Slater. I may have digged him when he was in the Nexus, but then when he formed that ridiculous rock band, and I call it ridiculous because it is, the three-man band group. Once it disbanded, I said, okay, maybe we'll see something big happen for Heath Slater. And then I saw that whole thing with him and Rusev. It looked like he was turning good guy. I thought it'd be great for his career. But now he's going to end up getting killed at the hands of Cesaro. I have a feeling we'll see Cesaro versus Heath Slater tonight on WWE Raw. Expect that to happen. But nonetheless, the moment when The Miz was hit with, I think, a bro kick or something like that, Miz went right under the ring, or right under the ropes, and went outside the ring, which told you immediately he was going to win it. It told you immediately. And how is it that Michael Cole, JBL, and Jerry the King Lawler can call this matchup and see Sheamus on one side and then see Ziggler on the other side and have no clue? We, the wrestling fans, had a clue that Miz was outside, but the wrestling commentators didn't know fucking thing. How fucking ridiculous is that? Before you know it, Dolph Ziggler gets eliminated. Sheamus gets eliminated, I'm sorry. Dolph Ziggler is left behind. You don't even hear the bell ring. And I knew it was going to happen. And then I was hoping for that one mistake where Miz is going to go ahead and, try to eliminate Dolph Ziggler. And then he goes ahead and, Ziggler would throw his Hollywood ass right over the top rope. And then, boom, Ziggler would win the championship and become the Intercontinental Champion once again. But instead, The Miz capitalized and became the Intercontinental Champion for an unprecedented, third, fourth time. Oh, God. Was it a mistake? Yes, it was. Did it suck? Yes, it did. Did the wrong guy want it? Oh, yeah. The wrong guy definitely won it. We can all agree upon that. Okay, so Ziggler should have won it. Alberto should have won it. Sheamus should have won it. Those are my picks right there to win the Battle Royal. But all I can tell you now is now that he's Intercontinental Champion. Here's the thing, Miz. I want you to hold on to that belt as much as you can. The individuals I just mentioned may get their hands on you when they can. But remember, Wade Barrett, Bad News Barrett, if you will, when he comes back, when he gets that arm all ready to go, he's going to hit you with that bull hammer, my friend, and you're going to go down and he's going to put your Hollywood ass straight to hell. Bad News Barrett will be Intercontinental Champion once again. I can't wait for that shit to happen. Now, let's see. Let's talk about, some people have been talking about this matchup, and I want to talk about it right now. Talking about Y2J versus Bray Wyatt. And you know what? Let me go ahead and spell this out for everybody, because I know there's some people that are clearly saying, and I've read this, and I don't know why people are being stupid about this. They're saying that WWE is burying Bray Wyatt. They're putting him down. They're not going to make him a top star. They're not going to do this and blah, blah, blah. You know what? Here's the thing. There's a reason why I'm the biggest wrestling fan in the world, and there's a reason why I look at things the way the WWE and the way I see things. Now, remember, I analyzed this whole thing with John Cena one time, okay? And it all fit. It all came into play. At WrestleMania, Bray Wyatt was not going to win. He was going to put on a good show exactly the way he did it, and then Cena would win. And then in the second matchup, once again, back to the same old tactics that Bray Wyatt put together, and he was going to make John Cena think he was going to win, and something went down, and then before you know it, Bray Wyatt capitalized. 1, 2, 3, Bray Wyatt wins over John Cena at Extreme Rules. And then came Payback. And to me, it didn't matter what was going to happen, but I knew at the end John Cena was going to beat Bray Wyatt in the last man standing match. And Bray Wyatt became a huge star because there was nothing that was going to keep Bray Wyatt down. Bray Wyatt kept coming back up no matter what, and he did. And this is pretty much similar with Y2J. Now understand this and pay attention to what I'm talking about. To all the wrestling fans that know what I'm talking about, here's the deal. To all you non-wrestling fans, take a remote and shove it up your ass and listen to me. Y2J versus Bray Wyatt. I said that this was going to come down to a great match. Bray Wyatt was going to do everything in his power to beat Y2J. But remember, Y2J has not been in the ring in a long, long time. Y2J returned to Raw a couple of weeks ago. And this is his first time being on pay-per-view well over a year. Well over a year. Ask yourself, do you really want Bray Wyatt to go ahead and just beat Y2J in the middle of the ring after he just returned? It's not good for business. Doesn't work. Doesn't fit the character. It's not going to make Bray Wyatt a star. It's going to make him look like a fucking moron. So what do? You go ahead and you let Bray Wyatt go ahead and go at it against Y2J in the middle of the ring. And he did just that. The one mistake that Bray Wyatt will make, Y2J is going to capitalize. And he capitalized on it, and he did well. It was a great match no matter what anybody says. Y2J wins against Bray Wyatt. But this was only the beginning for Bray Wyatt. If you think that this match between Bray Wyatt and Y2J is over, you're out of your fucking mind. So I say this, and everyone within the sound of my voice is going to hear this. I say at SummerSlam on August 17th, it's going to be Y2J Chris Jericho versus Bray Wyatt. And whatever match comes into play, whether it's a last man standing match, no disqualification match, steel cage match, however you want to do it, Bray Wyatt will be a huge star at SummerSlam and beat Y2J in the middle of the ring. I see it coming. Trust me when I tell you. I'm usually right about the things I say. I don't go ahead and go by a script what WWE does. Sometimes it just comes natural to the main event. So Y2J wins at Battleground, and expect Bray Wyatt and Y2J to continue their feud on at SummerSlam. Bank on that. Now, I think we've covered all the matches. All the matches have been pretty much done, except for one match that's also another highlight. And you know what? I kind of saw this coming. And let's talk about it. Let's go ahead and bring it up. Let's talk about Seth Rollins and Dean Ambrose. And oh man, I said it before. This is the most anticipated match that everyone is going to be talking about. Okay? And it was kind of a little bit funny how, you know, we went from a badass tag team matchup, and then they put Seth Rollins and Dean Ambrose to be the next matchup. And I'm thinking in my head, are you insane? Are you going to put that matchup next? I mean, I can understand it being in the middle, or I can understand it being like right next to the WWE World Heavyweight Championship, but right next to a badass match that already took place? How are you going to top that? The matchup, well, it all started with the interview that Seth Rollins had. And then, sure enough, Dean Ambrose comes out and starts going at Seth Rollins, attacking him, beating the shit out of him. Here comes security, here comes the referees. And then Triple H goes ahead and comes out and starts, you know, telling everybody, get him out of the building, get him out of the building, get him out, we don't want him here. You're not going to ruin this for me, man. You're not going to ruin the plan. And, you know, you kept hearing that over and over again. And obviously we knew what the plan was about. I mean, come on, even a blind man can see this fucking shit going. The plan is simple. You keep Seth Rollins occupied. You keep him open wide to the point when he would find a way to cash in his money in the bank. And he would have done that tonight had not been for Dean Ambrose. But there's more. It's not over because the matchup didn't take place at all. However, Seth Rollins feels in his mind that he was going to go ahead and take all the glory, and since Dean Ambrose was already out of the building, he can't come back in here. Seth Rollins goes ahead and he decides he's going to go ahead, tell the announcer, here's what you're going to do. You're going to take that microphone, you're going to raise my hand, you're going to call this a forfeit, I win the match, there's not a goddamn thing you can do about it. Seth Rollins tells the referee raises his hand, victory by forfeit, Seth Rollins. And we think, oh shit, it's over. And then I said to myself, during the pay-per-view, here I am, having my cheesy bites from Pizza Hut, okay? And I'm saying, you know what, man, it's not over. Dean Ambrose is somewhere in the building, man. He's gonna come in, he's gonna beat the shit out of fucking Seth Rollins, dude. Can't wait, yo. So sure enough, Seth Rollins walking towards the aisle, walking down that way, and then before you know it, we're watching the commentators talking and everything else like that, and then you hear the crowd going completely nuts, and then before you know it, once the crowd was going completely nuts, look who's back, Dean Ambrose, and he's coming in kicking Seth Rollins' ass all over the fucking building, all there by the ringside, over there by the fucking crowd. Oh my god, I was just like, yes! And you know something? I didn't give a shit and I even said this on one of my main event talks. I didn't give a shit if Seth Rollins and Dean Ambrose were going to win or lose the match, as long as I saw a good match or a good fight. And sure enough, I saw a good fight. I saw a good fight from both individuals. And then, all of a sudden, here comes security again. Here comes the referees. Here comes the officials. Here comes Triple H marching down, looking like a fucking moron, with a pull stick stuck up his ass. All bitching, whining, moaning, complaining. Did you notice that he shoved Dean Ambrose? Oh, wow, he shoved Dean Ambrose. What a man, Triple H. You're a fucking man. Yeah, right. Anyways, the fight ensues. So they separate those two. Seth Rollins jumps in and attacks Dean Ambrose. Fight ensues, separate them both. Dean Ambrose jumps in and attacks Seth Rollins, okay? And then before you know it, everything is cooled off. Seth Rollins has his hand raised in victory with Triple H. He wins the matchup, but to me, there wasn't even a match. It wasn't even a fucking match at all. It was just two guys of the members of the Shield going at it. And here's the thing. I'm going to get to this last part right here. I was going to get to the part when they talk about, but let's get to the last part that I saw. After all that was done, here's Seth Rollins with his bags and everything. I don't think I saw his Money in the Bank briefcase. I think somebody took that. I don't know. But anyways, he's out here, going by and telling security, you know what? I'm fine, guys. You don't have to follow me around. I'm okay. You can go ahead and go. So, Seth Rollins, walking around. Everything's fine. He's looking around. Because he knows somehow Dean Ambrose is in the building. He's like thinking, well, he's outside, by the way. And looking, and nothing's going on. And then I noticed something I kept hoping for him to pop out somewhere. And then I'm thinking, and here's the stupid thing, I don't know how I fucking guessed this. I'm going to hit it. What the fuck is he going to do? He's going to pop out of the fucking trunk and go attack them? And then sure enough, I'm like, wait a minute. Oh, fuck! He's out of the goddamn trunk! Dean Ambrose comes right out of the fucking trunk, and I guess I saw a chain in his fucking hand, and then he goes ahead and throws it, and then Seth Rollins luckily ducked and moved out of the way, and then, goes ahead and continues to attack him and continues to beat his ass, and then Seth Rollins gets in his, I think it was a Dodge Avenger or something like that, with the door, or with the trunk open and shit like that, that takes off Hall's ass, and oh my god, that... I love a good fight. I don't give a shit who won between Seth Rollins and Dean Ambrose. Now, let me get this one part out of the way. Now, there are some people that are complaining the fact that, oh, we anticipated this match to happen, and we wanted to see this and that, and all of a sudden, it's a build-up to SummerSlam, and blah, 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 and everything else like that. There's a lot of people that are bitching and whining and moaning and complaining just because you got two high-caliber stars in Dean Ambrose and Seth Rollins. Now, keep in mind, here's the thing. To all you guys that know who Dean Ambrose and Seth Rollins are, you know them quite well from the FCW. You know them quite well from the NXT. You know them quite well as the Shield. And you knew that these two individuals were not just two regular wrestling superstars. These guys were ass kissers, or kickers, I'm sorry. These guys were going to give you a show of a lifetime. And they would have done it at Battleground.